Good morning and welcome. It is Friday the 13th of May. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, Friday the 13th. It's the day you want to have a bet, isn't it? For some of you, it means nothing. For others who are superstitious, you might want to avoid today. So, what have we got coming up? We'll do our review of yesterday. We'll do today's bets. And it was a good day yesterday. So, really, ideally, what I want today is quite a chilled day. It isn't. It isn't. And that's why the video's uploading a little bit late. It's a really busy day. It is a day that I'm going to go and attack the market. So, hopefully those of you done well yesterday, you've got a bit of reserves, but we are going stake and a half today. I've got 5 lucky 15s. I've added no level of complication to them. They're graded, but there's no additional bets. It is 5 straightforward lucky 15s, but they are different values each one. So that is what I've got, and then it'll be the golf word later. All right, so yesterday I got 20 on, 94.59 back, so a profit of 74.59, which puts us now nicely ahead for the week. Also, it puts us ahead just a little bit for the month, which is good. So we're in a nice place. If you are new to this channel because you've got wind of something nice yesterday, this is a high risk strategy with multiple accumulators. If you want one horse, one bet, I'm not your man. Multiple stuff. Today's a particularly busy day, so we've got 5 bets. But it's a high risk strategy. We won yesterday. Statistically, we were much more likely to lose today. That's the bare facts of it. All right. What did we do yesterday? So, first bet, main bet, was started off absolutely brilliantly. We had the first 2 go in. They SP'd only at 5s and 8s. Hopefully, you got a bit of a better price in the morning. 9s we got on the channel. They were a bit even more than that the night before. And obviously the additional double, which I know some of you didn't do and didn't see, and hopefully now people will pay attention, because the thing is they don't come up very often. It's the second time I've landed a win double like that, but when it's a 50p one in the context of the stake we're putting down, it makes a massive difference. Then the third leg, Ashkar went from the front and just faded 6th. 5th would have been all right for most of us for a place. Went to 6th, and then Encore just ran like a donkey. So the bet fizzled out. It was one of those ones we've had a number of times. It was irks of back to Punchestown a few weeks ago, where we had 22s and 15 to 2, I think it was, that went in first 2 horses, and then we had a horse go from the front and then got collared. Cash outs are always there. They exist to tempt you. And then they exist that when you don't do it, the next time you think maybe I should have done it, and therefore you're more likely to. One of these days we may well hit the 3rd leg or even the 4th leg. And then you might wish you didn't cash out. So it all comes down to how important is that money to you. If you've done the bets on the channel, by not cashing out, you probably lost out on about £125. That might sound like a lot of money, but the reality is, if the 3rd leg had gone in, we'd have been looking at £700. So you got to equate it like that. Even if the 3rd leg hadn't gone in and the 4th leg had gone in, it was £200. So it's always a tricky one to try and navigate. Then we had not another one which ran an absolute decent race to collar 4th. I said to you, I thought it was going to be a 4th, 5th or 6th horse. Hopefully we might sneak 3rd if we're lucky. To those of you who use Sky Bet or a side market, you got that landed. It went into 25s. It was 100 the night before, 80s on the channel. And then the next 2 didn't really do much more than the market said they were going to do. So nothing else on there. But if you'd done it like that and got that price, you'd have made a profit on that bet too. And then bet 3, close but no cigar. Beano was 5th, paid out 4th on some bookies, so we didn't get that. Mr. Pontiac, it got boxed in. Some of you may have watched the race. It was 5th, but actually didn't do it justice. It just didn't get a decent run through, so that was disappointing. Father's Advice was 4th, paid out on quite a few bookies, and then Look Note, Don't Touch, finished 5th, and bookies were paying 4th. Sky were 5th, and then they changed it to 4. So really close to getting some things landed on that bet, but not quite there. So as I said, 94, so £74 profit for the channel. Hopefully most of you got a decent enough profit off that too. I guess what I would say as well is for those of you who watch multiple channels, it may well have been a doubly good day because there was another channel that I very much respect that had an even better day than I did yesterday. So I'll be really honest. There's a little bit of competitiveness in me that when you have a good day, you want to be the only one who has a good day. But what it comes down to is, and I think what I'm trying to do on this channel, and I think what that channel is also trying to do, is ultimately help people make money. And if you made money backing horses off two different channels yesterday that have both got the same sort of ethos about wanting to try and help people, then well done, excellent result. And that's what it's all about, to be honest. And I'll put my mild ego-ness of wanting to have the best day aside, because actually it is more about how much money people can make off multiple people. Those of you who just like my channel, thanks very much. I appreciate that, but I appreciate the choice exists in the world, and I'm not the only one. All I would always say to you is be very, very wary. The decent channels are the ones that are super transparent with their statistics and their profit and loss. The ones to be aware of are the obvious ones that are charging you money, and you don't need to pay for money for tips. And then the other ones that aren't charging for money, but their statistics aren't really that obvious. So they're telling you they have winners and they're repeating that, but actually, what does that actually mean for profit and loss? So the key thing here is transparency, and that's what I'm trying to do on this channel. And for some of you, you don't care about the profit and loss, you just get excited about having a winner each day. We don't have loads of winners on this channel. We're about trying to make long-term profit. Okay, I will get into today's bets. 5 of them. I appreciate that is a lot, but just for me, there was nowhere to go with it. It's a decent day, and I'm going after it. And off the channel, that's what I'll be doing. So, number 1, this is our first early horse, only early horse. These first 2 horses are the first 2 horses. Most of what I've done is later. So if you are putting these on, you don't need to rush. It's just this first bet. So the 1 o'clock Newbury, Nowhere to Run, 16s. 3 o'clock York, Cockalorum, 17-2. 4:45 York, Strongbow, 22s. I've got 3 horses in that race. So that's my race for the day to try and find value. I've gone 3 against the field in that one. And then the 5:20 York, Fast Response, 16s. That one is a 20p each way, lucky 15. So I'm going to do 2 at that value. They're my medium bets today. So that is bet 1. Bet 2 is where slightly more stake is going. Smaller prices, but more stake. So this is the bigger lucky 15 in terms of price. 350 Newbury, Tralee Hills, 10-1. 4:45 York, Danzan, 11s. 7:35 Aintree, Magna Sam, 7-1. And then the 7:55 Hamilton, Iris Dancer, 15-2. And that one's a 24 pence each way, lucky 15. That's bet 2. Bet 3 is our second 20 pence lucky 15. Some decent prices in here in one bet. 4:45 York, Fleetwood Pier. We're going in this time, 16s. 5:15 Aintree, Colemanstown Lad, 33s. 5:40 Hamilton, Silver Lodge, 18s. 6:45 Hamilton, Chinese Spirit. It's a really good race, that. It's another one for value. In the end, I've only done one bet for the channel, but it's a good rate of value. 6:45 Hamilton, Chinese Spirit. We've gone 20 pence each way, lucky 15. And then the last 2 are both Irish ones. I've got a Kilbeggan one and a Leopardstown one, and they're both slightly smaller on the stake. So at Kilbeggan, we're going 4:55 Calnew, 50-1. 5:30 Enna Bay, 18-1. 6:35 Hope Des Blins, 7-1. 7:45 Fest Diaz, 15-2. And that one's an 18 pence each way, lucky 15. Don't have a good record on the channel at Kilbeggan, but here's a lucky 15 for Kilbeggan. That's what it is. All right, so that's bet 4. And then finally, I'm not going in the obvious race at Leopardstown. I've missed that out. I didn't like it. Statistically, it's the best race to have a bet on. As a handicap paying 6, didn't like it. So not saying you shouldn't go into it, but not for me today. Leopardstown, so we've got 6:55 we're starting there. New Moon Rising, 13-2. 7:30 Sun Chart, 12-1. 8 o'clock Free Park, 22 to 1, 8:30 Kazana 16 to 1, and that is a second 18 pence each way lucky 15. So most of what we've got is late afternoon and evening. So for those of you who are working today in the daytime, hopefully you'll be actually able to pay attention to most of it and I'm not interrupting your working lives. All right, let me just have a little bit on the golf. So on the golf, can get a live update on that. It's a really decent start. So let's see how it maintains. So from a singles bet point of view, Jeff Winther is on 5 under. Did a decent first round. He doesn't start till a bit later this morning. Gavin Green's dropped back a little bit today, so he's not so good. And then Seamus Power in Byron Nelson had a great round and he's in the top 10. So single bets are in good shape so far. Lucky 15 is in good shape. So Elvira is top Spaniard still. Duplessis is fighting in there for being top South African in the Sudal Open. And then over in the Byron Nelson, we've got KH Lee, who is currently the top Asian. And it's only Callum Tarrant who we need to pick it up a little bit. So he's not too far away in terms of shots, but at the moment he's 1 under, but that's won't be good enough for the cut. So he's going to need to improve today to get us 4 legs into the weekend. And then the cross doubles, it looks like the Sudal Opens where it's going to let us down because Gagley and Herbert are probably not going to make the cut. Well, Herbert definitely is, and he's had a mare. Over in the Byron Nelson, Stallings and Bramlett have actually put in decent shifts. So we might lose out on the cross doubles because one tournament lets us down there. All right, so horses in good shape, profit and loss is in good shape, golf's looking all right, it's all going nicely. Today's Friday the 13th, isn't it? So it can all go terribly, terribly wrong. And I guess the last thing I just want to say is, again, thank you for all of the support. For those of you who subscribe and liked the videos, it really means a lot. And, you know, we've had a couple of weeks where it's been a bit flattish, really. Come up with a nice day yesterday. Those of you who watching a long time, you know how it goes. And sometimes, you know, it's picking horses out in decent handicaps. And sometimes it's finding these novice hurdle horses at 80 to 1 that no one else is looking at. I'm trying to look under all angles to get us across the line here sometimes. Today's a good day, so we'll see how it goes. But it all could go very, very wrong. You would look at that and go 5 lucky 50s. Got to get something out of that. Doesn't work like that all the time. So as far as I'm concerned, yesterday is just more credit in the bank in terms of support than it is necessarily money, because you know, days like they help kind of push along the profit and loss, but also around people remembering there are a number of good days on this channel, even though most of the days aren't. So that is what I've got today. You have a lovely day. We'll enjoy the racing late afternoon, early evening, and don't go too crazy, because certainly if you're putting on 30 quid on my bets, but there's quite a lot of nice prices, but you could get lost and end up doing multiple bets before you've even realised today. Okay, thanks very much. See you in the morning for Saturday. Cheerio.